Hello, so this is a short review of two basic gunsmithing toolkits. I bought one a few years back just with the intention of taking one of my rifles apart, and actually I never got around to it. I sent it off to someone else to service and fettle, but my intention is at some point I'm going to take my guns apart and have a little look. So I needed tools for it, so I bought myself the Grace toolkit, which is American. This was about 150 quid when I bought it a few years back. I think it's still about 155 quid now. On Amazon it's always sold out, but the Henry Crank website have got them, and they're about 155 quid. For some reason they're on Brownell's website and they're at 265 quid. Now I don't know why there's a £100 difference, because it's exactly the same toolkit. So if you're looking for it, go for the Henry Crank website. A couple of years later I bought the Weaver toolkit. The Grace one comes in this leather holder. I'll open it up and show it to you in a bit. But the Weaver one comes in a hard plastic case. The Weaver kit is 36 pieces. The Grace kit is 36 pieces. So you get 8 screwdrivers, 8 punches. Actually, it's not 36 pieces, that's 8, 16. So it's a 17 piece, because you've got 8 punches, 8 screwdrivers, and a hammer. So if my maths is right, that's 17 pieces. The Weaver kit, you get 8 punches, a hammer, and rather than 8 screwdrivers, you get all these hex bits, nearly all flathead. You get a screwdriver, you get a little extension piece, and then you put the hex keys in there, and you've got all these hex keys here. Just tip that up so you can see there's quite a lot there. So you get 88 pieces in that. So this is actually slightly cheaper. It's 135 quid, but you get 88 pieces. That's 150, 155 quid, and you only get 17 pieces. But in my opinion, the Grace kit is better quality. Things like you've got hollow ground screwdrivers, and the screwdrivers are sort of rust proofed, black sort of almost ebonized, but in metalwork. Hollow ground screwdrivers are basically to stop your screwdriver slipping. Obviously if you're turning a screw on a screwdriver, you don't want it to slip. It's going to scratch the action, scratch the barrel, so that's why they have hollow ground. You can use normal screwdrivers, but there's always the risk of it not fitting exactly and slipping. The hammer in the Grace kit is slightly heavier than the one in the Weaver kit, and it's just brass. The reason you have brass is, again, if you slip and you hit the action, brass is softer than steel generally, so the hammer is going to be damaged rather than the action of the gun. In the Weaver kit, you've got a brass and nylon head. So again, they're both softer than steel, so it's basically to stop the gun being damaged. This one feels a bit lighter. I actually like the fact it's got the nylon head on it as well, but it doesn't feel the same quality as the Weaver kit. They're good for beginners. I say this, if you were a proper jobbing gunsmith, you're going to have a lot more tools than this. The Weaver kit does also have what's called a bench block. So it's got holes in it, it's got a groove in it. So the theory is you rest your action or whatever it is of the gun's mechanism you're trying to punch a pin out of, and it rests in that groove. And because you've got raised holes here, you can punch a pin through. So if you've got an action here and you're punching a pin out of a cocking arm pivot or something like that, you can punch through, and rather than the pin and the punch hitting the worktop, the bench, you've got a bit of room under there for it to go through. And then once you've got it through, obviously you can turn it over and tap it through completely or whatever. So that's a nice little touch. You don't get that with the Grace toolkit. You can buy these separately and they're not that expensive. Or you could even just make your own out of a block of wood and drill some holes in it, But it's a nice little touch that comes with the kit. This Weaver toolkit, they're a really tight fit. Everything in this case is a really tight fit. So getting things in and out, you do have to sort of, to get the punches out, I'm having to lever them out using the screwdriver. Whereas the Grace kit, again, it's got these sort of elasticated bands that hold everything in place. Much better. Just quickly comparing the punches. again, the Weaver ones, there's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly fine. They've got these sort of gnarled edges, so you can grip them nice. But the Grace ones just feel heavier. They feel a better quality. They've all got flat heads on the punches, so they're not domed or dished. They are flat heads, which I think aids with them, make sure they don't slip off of a pin or whatever it is you're trying to punch through. So yeah, I think the Grace kit is the better quality, but you don't get as much kit in that kit. The Weaver kit, you're getting a lot more for your money, but I do think it's at the slightly cheaper end of the scale. The case is nice, you're getting a nice hard plastic case. The case in the Grace kit is obviously, I'm not sure if it's leather or faux leather, but it's nice, it's quality, it feels good. So there you go, 2 basic starter toolkits for your gunsmithing journey. Thanks a lot, cheers, bye.